Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. The Canadian press reports the passing of Claude Morin at 96, a towering figure in Quebec's political landscape. Morin was a key architect of the province's transformative Quiet Revolution and a former minister in the Parti Québécois government. He played a pivotal role in Quebec's societal modernization during the 1960s, contributing significantly to the PQ's historic 1976 election win and the development of its sovereignty referendum strategy. His career, however, was later overshadowed by revelations in the 1990s that he had acted as a paid informant for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police starting in 1975, even while serving as a PQ minister. Morin defended his actions, claiming he was gathering evidence of RCMP surveillance, but the scandal ultimately made him an outcast in Quebec nationalist circles. He also notably led Quebec's constitutional negotiations during the Night of the Long Knives in 1981, a period of turbulent federal-provincial relations that saw English-speaking provinces align with the federal government against Quebec. In his later years, he dedicated himself to teaching and writing about Quebec politics and constitutional history. According to Global News, Prime Minister Mark Carney stated on Wednesday that he will not take a position on whether medical assistance in dying MAID should be extended to individuals with solely a mental illness until a parliamentary committee releases its report. The committee, comprised of senators and MPs, is currently studying Canada's readiness for this expansion, which is scheduled for March 2027 after previous delays by the Liberal government. The majority of psychiatrists, physicians, and legal experts who have testified before the committee oppose the extension, primarily due to concerns about objectively assessing the irremediability of mental illnesses. Dr. Sanjeev Sakalingam, Chief Medical Officer at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, highlighted the lack of established criteria for such assessments. Liberal MP Greg Fergus anticipates the final report before summer, though he doesn't expect unanimity. Conservative MP Michael Cooper urged an indefinite delay, citing unresolved issues, while Justice Minister Sean Fraser deemed it premature to consider another delay before the report's conclusions are known. CBC News reports that Airbus Canada has secured a historic multi-billion-dollar order from AirAsia for 150 Canadian-made A220 jets. This agreement marks the largest single-firm order for A220s in the manufacturer's history and is considered a significant boon for Quebec's aviation industry, where the narrow-body planes are produced at a facility in Mirabel, north of Montreal. Lars Wagner, head of Airbus's commercial aircraft division, emphasized Quebec's crucial role in global aviation. Prime Minister Mark Carney's presence at the announcement on Wednesday highlighted the federal government's broader strategy to diversify trade relationships beyond the United States. Despite this success, the Mirabel plant has faced ongoing production challenges, currently operating at roughly half the monthly output needed to break even. However, Western University professor Geraint Harvey lauded the deal as great news for both the federal government and Quebec's workforce. Global News reports that an 18-year-old individual has been arrested in connection with two separate synagogue shootings that occurred in Toronto and York region this past March. Police in both regions announced the arrest, detailing that the incidents took place within hours of each other. The first shooting on March 6 in Vaughan caused damage to a synagogue's front doors, though two people inside were unharmed. The second incident on March 7 in Toronto also involved gunfire damage to a synagogue entrance, with no one inside at the time and no injuries reported. The suspect, who was 17 at the time of the offenses and thus not named, was charged with 2 counts of discharging a firearm into a place, 2 counts of mischief to property over $5,000, and several firearm-related offenses, including unauthorized possession of a firearm and careless storage of a prohibited device. Authorities had previously described the suspect and the vehicle involved as a black, older model four-door Honda Civic. The Quebec City-based Familiprix pharmacy chain has announced it will remove energy drinks from its store shelves across Quebec and New Brunswick. This decision, reported by the Canadian press, comes amidst growing calls for the Quebec government to restrict the sale of these high-caffeine beverages to children, specifically those aged 16 and under. The movement gained significant traction following the 2024 death of 15-year-old Zachary Marion, whose passing was linked to an arrhythmia caused by a combination of Red Bull and his ADHD medication. Zachary's parents initiated a petition gathering over 35,000 signatures and have garnered support from various public health and education groups as well as politicians. Quebec's Order of Pharmacists has also joined the cause, recommending that all pharmacies remove energy drinks due to cardiovascular risks, particularly when mixed with psychostimulants. While Familiprix takes action, the Canadian Beverages Association opposes a blanket ban, stating that Health Canada already highly regulates energy drinks regarding caffeine content and cautionary labels. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.